In the heart of the Hindu Kush Mountains, a city of 7 million burns in the flames of thirst. Kabul, a city whose name has been tied to war and violence for the past 4 decades, now tells a new and even more painful story. The story of water scarcity, a story that winds through its dusty streets and dry gardens, where the source of life is vanishing deep beneath the ground. The memory of abundant water in the city is fading. For centuries, Kabul's lifelines were fed by the Earth's generous underground reserves, a silent and steadfast promise. But now, that promise is broken. Over the past decade, as the city has swelled with new arrivals and displaced people, its foundations have run dry. The water table has dropped by up to 30 meters, a silent retreat beneath the ground. Yet the people do not sit idly. They keep drilling for water. But nearly half of the city's bore wells that once drew water from the Earth's chest are now dry, echoing with empty sounds, the hollow mourning of what has been lost. The noise of a dry well may not reach the ear, but to the one searching for water, it is felt deeply. This shortage points to a bitter truth. The little water that remains often becomes a source of disease, a bitter reality for those who must quench their thirst with contaminated water. Nearly 80% of Kabul's groundwater is tainted with salt and arsenic, a hidden poison in a city already scarred by the wounds of war. For families here, every drop is a choice, every glass a treasure. Listen to the story of Nasifa, a teacher whose life is now measured in Afghan banknotes and liters of water. She says, "Every household struggles. Clean and good water simply to exist." She recalls paying 500 Afghanis for a tanker of water just weeks ago. Today, the same water costs 1,000 Afghanis, a ruthless trade where private companies exploit people's desperation, extracting public water and selling it back at a high price. With a voice heavy with sorrow, Nazifa says, "It breaks my heart to see the gardens, flowers, and fruit trees wither. But what can we do? We live in a militarized state. Water is a human right, and Afghanistan's natural wealth. It's not a political issue." Her voice hangs in the hot air, a bitter reply to the silence of the international community. This crisis is the result of a fierce storm, driven partly by climate change that has emptied the mountains of snow and partly by a political situation that has frozen the city's financial aid. Since 2021, $3 billion in global funds allocated for water and health have been blocked. The UN identified $264 million as essential for 2025, but only $8.4 million has been received, a drop in the ocean compared to the scale of disaster looming. There is hope, but it seems far away. A major project, the Panjshir water pipeline, could provide clean water to 2 million people, but it lies stalled, a completed plan waiting for funding. The $170 million cost of this project is nothing compared to the humanitarian catastrophe that inaction could bring. Dr. Najibullah Sadid, a water management expert, warns, "We are caught in a storm that, if urgent action isn't taken, will leave no way back." He sees families in the city forced into impossible choices: food or water. Kabul stands at the edge of a deep abyss, its future written in the dry riverbeds and the lines of worry on the faces of its thirsty people. This is the story of a modern city turning into a desert, not from sand dunes, but from the death of its water. The world watches, holding chains of aid in its hands, as a city of 7 million waits for rain.